There's a type of person who, the moment someone genuinely cares about them, starts looking for the exit, not because they don't want love, not because they're cold or broken, but because somewhere deep inside, love stopped feeling safe, and psychologists have finally figured out exactly why. We call these people emotionally unavailable, commitment phobic, difficult, like their inability to receive warmth is a character flaw, a choice, a red flag. But what if it's none of those things? What if it's actually one of the most logical responses a human brain can make? Here's what the research actually says. In the 1980s, psychologist John Bowlby developed what is now one of the most replicated theories in all of psychology, attachment theory. The idea is simple, but devastating. The way you were loved in the first years of your life becomes the blueprint for how you expect love to work forever. And for some people, that blueprint got written in pencil, crossed out, rewritten, and crossed out again so many times that eventually they stopped trusting the blueprint at all. Dr. Mary Ainsworth, a student of Bowlby's, took this further. She identified something called anxious avoidant attachment. Children who learned, usually through inconsistent caregiving, that love comes and goes, that the person who holds you today might not show up tomorrow. So the brain makes a decision, a cold, logical, protective decision. If I don't need it, it can't hurt me when it disappears. That decision doesn't go away when you grow up. It just gets more sophisticated. Meet Daniel. On the surface, Daniel has everything together. Good career, friends who genuinely like him, he's thoughtful, funny, self-aware. And then Maya comes along. She's patient, she's warm, she texts back. She actually means what she says. And something in Daniel starts to panic, not because Maya is wrong, because she's right, because she's exactly what he always said he wanted. And that terrifies him more than anything else. This is what psychologists call the intimacy paradox. The closer someone gets to giving you what you actually need, the more dangerous it feels. Because now you have something to lose, and your brain, your brilliant, scarred, overprotective brain, would rather destroy the thing than risk losing it later. Dr. Sue Johnson, founder of emotionally focused therapy, describes it this way. These aren't people who don't want connection. These are people whose nervous system has been trained to treat connection as a threat. The longing is there. The terror is louder. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Neuroscience backs this up completely. When someone with avoidant attachment receives affection, their brain doesn't light up the way you'd expect. The reward centers, yes, briefly, but almost immediately the threat detection system, the amygdala, fires up. Love, for them, triggers the same neurological response as danger. Not metaphorically, literally. Their body goes into a low-grade version of fight or flight at the exact moment someone says, I care about you. So they pull away. They pick a fight over nothing. They suddenly remember they're very busy. They find something wrong with the person who is doing everything right. Not because they're cruel, because their nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Protect them from the thing that once hurt them the most. Think about that for a second. The person who seems like they don't want love is often the person who wanted it the most and learned at the worst possible age that wanting it too much was dangerous. And now, here's the uncomfortable mirror, because some of you watching this aren't just thinking about someone else, you're thinking about yourself. Ask yourself honestly, when someone is consistently kind to you, do you trust it, or do you start waiting for the catch? When a relationship feels genuinely good, does part of you feel like it's too good, like something must be wrong because things don't actually work out for you? That feeling has a name. It's called a negative core belief. And according to cognitive behavioral research, it forms when positive experiences in early life are repeatedly followed by abandonment, criticism, or emotional withdrawal. Your brain stopped believing good things were permanent, so now, even when they are, you can't quite let them in. This isn't who you are. This is what you learned. And the distance between those two sentences is where everything changes. Because the people who struggle most to accept love aren't incapable of it. They're actually among the most deeply feeling people in any room. They just built walls so high for such understandable reasons that even they sometimes forget there's a door. The brain that learned to survive without love can also learn to survive with it. It just needs something it never consistently got the first time around. Evidence. Repeated, patient, consistent evidence that this time the love isn't leaving. And sometimes, just understanding why you flinch when someone reaches for you, that's the first crack in the wall. If this video just put language to something you felt your whole life but never been able to explain, don't scroll yet. The videos on screen go deeper. One breaks down exactly why your nervous system responds to closeness the way it does. The other explains the specific childhood pattern that rewires how you receive affection as an adult. They're not random. They're the next part of this conversation. I'll see you there.